Welcome to today's Explainer. We're doing something a little bit different, but absolutely fascinating. We are undertaking a structural breakdown of one of the world's most widely chanted spiritual texts, the Hanuman Chalisa. Now, if you're a senior executive, a founder, or just someone navigating really high-stakes environments every single day, you know that maintaining mental clarity, pushing through massive obstacles, and executing seemingly impossible tasks, well, that's just part of the job description, right? Well, it turns out this ancient text is essentially a masterclass in those exact themes. We're not just going to sit here and read 40 verses top to bottom. Instead, we're going to completely deconstruct the architecture of this hymn to really understand its purpose, its promises, and how its timeless principles on strength, wisdom, and discipline can radically transform your daily focus. Okay, let's dive right in. Here is our roadmap for today's Explainer. We'll be breaking this down into 6 parts. 1. The opening invocation. 2. Praising the divine messenger. 3. Legends and epic deeds. 4. Overcoming obstacles. 5. Spiritual benefits. And finally, number 6, the final blessing.
Starting off with Section 1, the opening invocation.
Before any major undertaking, whether it's stepping into a critical board meeting or starting a spiritual chant, you've got to set the right tone. You need focus. To understand how the Chalisa does this, we have to look at the Doha. These are the opening and closing couplets of the text. They're actually structurally distinct from the main 40 verses, which are known as chaupe. You can kind of think of the Doha as your preparatory phase. It's that deep, intentional breath you take to center yourself and clear your head before the real heavy lifting begins.
Just look at this incredibly powerful line from the opening Doha. Bal buddhi vidya del mohi harakalesh bikar. Here, the person reciting it is directly asking for strength, wisdom, and knowledge, while in the same breath pleading for the removal of impurities and suffering. For anyone in a leadership role, think about that. This is the ultimate mental cleanse. You are literally requesting the precise mental faculties required to make complex, high-level decisions, strength and wisdom, while actively clearing away the stress, the biases, and the mental clutter that clouds your judgment.
Moving right along to Section 2. Praising the divine messenger. So once the mind is cleared, the text immediately shifts gears. We move into the main body of the verses, establishing exactly who Hanuman is and why he commands such immense respect. And the Chalisa energetically lists this really multidimensional set of attributes. Hanuman isn't just physically strong, he's an ocean of wisdom, or Gyan Gun Sagar. He is the ultimate trusted envoy, Ram's messenger. He's described with a radiant golden complexion, holding a lightning bolt and banner, which symbolize both power and absolute victory. But most importantly for our context today, he's praised as being wise and exceptionally clever. I mean, those are the exact traits that define a master strategist. Notice the specific phrasing used here, Ram Dut Utalit Bal Dahama. This essentially translates to being Ram's messenger and a repository of unmatched, immeasurable strength. It highlights this beautiful, almost paradoxical duality. He has absolutely unparalleled personal power, yet he channels it entirely into his role as a messenger and executor of his leader's vision. It's a profound lesson in servant leadership and pure strategic execution.
Section 3, legends and epic deeds. But as we all know, praise alone doesn't cut it. In any corporate review, what do you look at? You look at a leader's track record of execution. And the Chalisa does exactly the same thing. It transitions from simply describing his form to laying out the hard evidence. It outlines this progression of legendary mythological feats. Step 1, finding Sita by taking a microscopic form. In business terms, that's incredible situational awareness and stealthy intelligence gathering. Step 2, burning Lanka by taking a terrifying massive form. That is demonstrating the ability to completely disrupt your enemy's operations. And step 3, bringing the life-saving Sanjeevani herb to revive Lakshman. This last one is just the ultimate crisis management, delivering a highly critical, time-sensitive solution against impossible odds. And what is the result of executing these epic deeds perfectly? Total validation. The text explicitly points out that Lord Rama himself embraces Hanuman, declaring, Tam mam priye badahi sambai, which means, you are as dear to me as my own brother, Bharat. This perfectly illustrates that true value and elevated status aren't just handed out, they're earned through unparalleled dedication, absolute competence, and delivering massive results when the stakes are at their highest.
Let's look at Section 4, Overcoming Obstacles and Fear.
From those mythological feats, we now pivot to real-world application.
Look, we all face immense pressures, wild market volatilities, and sometimes, let's be honest, our own crippling imposter syndrome. The crucial point here is captured perfectly in this verse. But pisach nikit nahi ave, mahabir jab nam sunave. The promise is that negative forces, ghosts, and demons literally won't even come near you when you chant the name of the Mahabir, the great hero. Now, in our modern context, those demons are our anxieties. There are fears of failure or those overwhelming obstacles blocking our path. Chanting this acts as a powerful psychological anchor, banishing those negative forces and instilling just unshakable courage.
Section 5. The Promised Spiritual Benefits. So, this brings us to the ultimate payoff. What does the devoted practitioner or the highly focused professional actually get out of this? The text outlines a really comprehensive package of boons. We see promises of freedom from all pain and suffering. It mentions the granting of the 8 mystical powers, or Ashtasiddhi, and the 9 treasures, the Navnivi. Ultimately, as the supplemental guides point out, chanting the Chalisa paves a clear, actionable path to peace, prosperity, and total well-being. It is entirely about achieving holistic success, both internally and externally.
But achieving that level of success requires structure. The source materials feature very specific time-bound routines, known as sankalpvidi, or vows. You can undertake a 7-day routine aimed at spiritual bliss, an 11-day routine for dedicated focus, or a longer 21-day routine to build really deep, unwavering discipline. For any senior executive watching, this kind of structured protocol probably feels incredibly familiar. It shows that true spiritual and mental fortitude isn't accidental. You don't just stumble into it. It's cultivated through daily, dedicated, and highly structured routines over specific periods of time. And that brings us to our final section, number 6, the final blessing.
As we reach the culmination of today's explainer, we return to those closing structural couplets I mentioned earlier. Notice the stark, almost night and day transformation depicted here between the opening and closing states. Back in verse 1, the opening state, the goal was merely cleansing the mirror of the mind, Mupur Siddhari, just getting ready for the work. But now, in the closing state, after walking through those epic deeds, removing fear, and building that discipline, the reciter is fully ready to welcome the divine directly into their heart, for they baso. It's a complete journey from initial stress and preparation to total centeredness and profound inner strength.
This entire transformation culminates in the hymn's ultimate, incredibly comforting promise found right near the end. Sankat kate mite subpira, josumire Hanumana balbira. All crises, all pain, and all obstacles are destroyed for those who remember the mighty hero. It is a powerful, resounding affirmation that with the right focus, the right wisdom, and the right strength, absolutely no crisis is insurmountable.
By dissecting the Hanuman Chalisa today, we've seen that it's so much more than a simple chant. It's actually a meticulously structured guide to cultivating wisdom, executing with unmatched strength, banishing fear, and maintaining disciplined focus. So, as you step back into your high-stakes world, I want to leave you with this thought. This ancient text promises the ultimate removal of fear and the granting of profound wisdom. Armed with that exact mindset, what obstacles are you going to overcome today? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep focusing, and I'll catch you next time.